Yet perhaps the most crucial factor of all was the support that the East India Company enjoyed from the British Parliament. The relationship between them grew steadily more symbiotic throughout the 18th century until eventually it turned into something we might today call a public private partnership. Returned nabobs like Cleave used their wealth to buy both MPs and parliamentary seats, the famous rotten boroughs. In turn, Parliament backed the company with state power. In turn, the Parliament backed the company. In turn, Parliament backed the company with state power, the ships and soldiers that were needed when the French and British East India Companies trained their guns on each other. For the company always had two targets in its sights. One was the land where its business was conducted, but the other was the country that gave it birth, as its lawyers and lobbyists and MP shareholders slowly and subtly worked to influence and subvert the legislation of Parliament in its favor. Indeed, the East India Company probably invented corporate lobbying. Now I will try to explain what is corporate building with some examples. Let's say I am a politician and I am contesting for an election, but I am a middle class politician. I belong from a middle class. I don't have enough money to invest in elections. So what will I do? I'll find some corporate. I will find some corporate who can support me financially. But for the support he would provide me financially, he would want something in turn. And what will that be? Patronage for him, benefits for him that I would draw from parliament, from legislation, and from the state. That's called the corporate lobbying. Another beautiful example of corporate lobbying is you can see in India the farm laws, the five farm laws that Indian government introduced and scrapped the MSP and moved agriculture toward corporate sector. So who will get the most benefit from this is obvious Ambanis and Advanis. That is called corporate lobbying. Another example of corporate lobbying, not as such corporate lobbying, but you can say it in foreign policy. The Israel lobby, the Israel lobby interferes so much in US foreign policy and they shape the whole dimension of US foreign policy. There is a beautiful book, The Israel Lobby and US Foreign Policy on this lobbying. That's all for today.